You think you understand control. You think your choices are free. But what if I told you control is an illusion and real power lies somewhere else? You feel it every day, the silent war inside your mind. A storm of impulses, fears, and voices that don't belong to you, and yet you obey them. Why? Because no one ever showed you how to master the invisible field that governs everything. Tonight, that changes because you are about to discover how to master the energy of abundance and reprogram your future from the inside out. Before we dive deeper, take one action right now. Subscribe to this channel, leave a like, and join this circle of seekers. Every lesson here is designed to sharpen your awareness and expand your destiny. Do that and prepare yourself for what comes next. The first lesson is silence. Silence is not emptiness. Silence is the battlefield where all wars are won. Imagine yourself standing in a vast dark chamber. No sound, no movement, only the echo of your own breath. At first, it feels terrifying. Your thoughts scream louder when nothing outside distracts you. But then, something shifts. Within that silence, you begin to see the architecture of your own mind, the hidden chains, the patterns you never questioned. This silence is not weakness. It is the beginning of unshakable strength. Ask yourself, when was the last time you faced silence without running from it? The second lesson is detachment. Everything you cling to clings to you. Picture yourself gripping a rope that burns your hands. You hold tighter, thinking you're safe. But the tighter you grip, the deeper the burn. This is how attachments work. To possessions, to approval, to stories you tell yourself. Detach and the burn stops. History reminds us of warriors and sages who walked into uncertainty with nothing but their spirit. They carried no excess, no illusions, and because of that they could not be broken. Ask yourself, what are you gripping so tightly that it is burning your soul? The third lesson is control, but not the control you think you have. You cannot control the storm outside, but you can command the currents within. Imagine standing in the middle of chaos, screams, fire, collapse, and yet, inside your chest, a still lake. That lake is your true power. When you master the inner current, the world bends around you. The Stoics called this self-rule, the discipline to shape your reaction, not the event. Your future is not written by circumstance, it is written by the mastery of your inner state. So I ask you, are you the ruler of your emotions or their prisoner? The fourth lesson is faith, not blind belief, but living certainty. Picture a seed buried in soil. Days pass, weeks, nothing appears. Yet inside, unseen roots are forming, stretching into the deep earth. You cannot see it, but you know it lives. That is faith. Faith in yourself. Faith in the unseen energy that weaves destiny. Faith that what you plant with your focused mind must rise. Every empire, every invention, every transformation began with someone holding a vision no one else can see. Without faith, the seed rots. With faith, it grows into the tree that shelters generations. What seeds are you planting in your life today? The fifth lesson is discipline. Power without discipline collapses into chaos. Imagine a warrior with no training, wild energy, untamed strikes, a danger to himself more than to any enemy. That is how most live. Raw potential, wasted because it is never shaped. Discipline is not punishment. Discipline is the art of shaping your power into precision. A sculptor cutting away stone to reveal form. A swordsmith hammering steel until it sings. Your mind is the same. If you do not train it, it becomes your cage. If you train it, it becomes your weapon. So ask yourself, what habits have you forged that sharpen your mind instead of dulling it? The sixth lesson is purpose. Without purpose, abundance turns to dust. Imagine a ship with no destination, sails full of wind, yet drifting endlessly in circles. That is what life without purpose looks like. Abundance flows, but with nowhere to go. It evaporates. Purpose directs energy. It gives weight to every step, meaning to every hardship. History remembers those who had purpose larger than themselves, not because they lived without fear, but because their purpose was heavier than their fear. What is your purpose? Have you written it in stone, or is it still floating like smoke? The seventh lesson is mastery over fear. Fear is not the enemy, it is the compass. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a cliff. Your heart races, your breath shortens, your body shakes, fear rises. But look closer. Fear is pointing exactly toward the boundary of your growth. Fear is the signal that says, here is where you are small, and here is where you must expand. True mastery is not the absence of fear. It is walking forward with fear burning in your chest and still not turning back. The strongest empires were built by those who learned to ride fear, not run from it. So ask yourself, what fear is standing guard at the gate of your next evolution? The 8th lesson is the energy of abundance itself. Abundance is not money, not possessions. It is flow. It is alignment. Picture a river, effortless, endless, unstoppable. The river does not cling to the drops it carries. It does not beg for more. It simply flows, and because it flows, it never runs dry. This is how abundance works. When you let go of scarcity, when you release your grip on control, you step into the current. You become part of the flow, and in that flow, opportunities multiply, doors open, reality itself reshapes around your vibration. So ask yourself, are you damming the river with fear, or are you letting it carry you to the ocean? These are the first 8 thresholds. Each one is a gate you must walk through, not just hear about. Because wisdom is not entertainment. It is transformation. And as we continue, the deeper truths will demand even more of you. You will face shadows you have avoided, illusions you believed, and powers you never realized were yours. This is only the beginning. You have stepped into the first gates. You have tasted silence, detachment, control, faith, discipline, purpose, mastery over fear, and the flow of abundance. But these are not final destinations. They are only the foundation. Now the path narrows. The light dims, the shadows grow taller, and it is here, in this place of trial, that true mastery is forged. The 9th lesson is patience. Patience is not waiting. Patience is power restrained. Picture a bow drawn tight, the arrow trembling. With force, release it too early and it misses the mark. Hold it too long and the string weakens. But the one who knows the perfect moment to let go, that one never fails. Patience is alignment with timing larger than your own. The stars do not rush their courses. The ocean does not hurry its tides. Why then do you demand immediacy from life? Impatience is scarcity disguised. Patience is abundance proven. Ask yourself, in what area of your life are you demanding fruit before the seed has even sprouted? The 10th lesson is inner vision. Close your eyes and see. Because the world you see with open eyes is only half the story. Imagine a sculptor staring at raw stone. To others, it is lifeless rock. To him, it is a statue already alive inside, waiting to be revealed. That is inner vision. Without inner vision, you are trapped in the prison of appearances. You believe only what is visible, and so you remain blind to what is possible. History is shaped not by those who saw the world as it was, but by those who saw the invisible world as it could be. Ask yourself, what vision are you holding in the dark chambers of your imagination? The 11th lesson is solitude. Solitude is the throne of self-mastery. Imagine walking into a forest alone. No voices, no mirrors to reflect who you think. You are just you, stripped bare of titles, applause, and distractions. At first, solitude feels like exile, but soon it becomes revelation. In solitude, you confront the one person you cannot escape, yourself. Empires have been designed in solitude. Scriptures have been birthed in solitude. Warriors have sharpened their spirit in solitude. If you cannot sit in solitude, you are not yet free. Ask yourself, what was the last time you walked into silence and met yourself without fear? The 12th lesson is power over thought. Your mind is a temple, or it is a battlefield. Nothing in between. Picture your thoughts as soldiers. Some are loyal, disciplined, precise. Others are wild mercenaries, destroying more than they protect. If you do not command them, they will command you. Every word you repeat, every image you hold, chisels reality into form. You cannot think poison and expect medicine. You cannot think scarcity and expect abundance. Thought is energy. Thought is creation. Thought is destiny. So ask yourself, who is ruling your temple? Your will or your wandering mind? The 13th lesson is emotional alchemy. Do not suppress emotion. Transmute it. Imagine a blacksmith facing molten fire. He does not fear it. He does not avoid it. He takes the heat, channels it, and shapes it into a blade. Anger becomes determination. Pain becomes wisdom. Fear becomes vigilance. Every emotion has a higher form if you have the courage to wield it. The ancients knew this. They spoke of fire that destroys or fire that purifies. The choice was always the hand that held it. Ask yourself, what raw emotion inside you is waiting to be transmuted into power? The 14th lesson is resilience. Resilience is not resistance. Resilience is rebirth. Picture a tree in winter, its branches stripped, its colors faded, its life hidden underground. To the impatient eye, it looks dead, but in truth, it is preparing, it is storing, it is transforming, and when the season turns, it returns with greater strength. That is resilience, to fall, but not to break, to burn, but not to vanish, to be reduced to ashes and yet rise again. You will be struck, you will be bent, but if you are rooted in resilience, you will rise taller than before. Ask yourself, do you see your wounds as endings or as beginnings? The 15th lesson is alignment with higher order. There is a rhythm, ancient and unshakable, that beats beneath the chaos of life. Picture a drum echoing through the darkness. Those who move blindly stumble. Those who listen, dance. Call it natural law, divine order, or universal intelligence. It does not matter the name. What matters is this: when you align with it, doors open. When you resist it, life becomes an endless war. Your abundance is not forced, it is received. When you step into this rhythm, ask yourself, are you fighting the current, or are you moving with the hidden drumbeat of existence? The 16th lesson is the courage to let go of the past. The past is a ghost, and yet, most people build their houses inside it. Picture yourself carrying a heavy chest on your back. Inside it are old stories, regrets, betrayals, wounds. You drag it with you everywhere, wondering why you are so tired, why you move so slowly, and yet, here is the truth. The chest is locked, and the key has long been lost. Nothing inside can be changed. To cling to the past is to abandon the present. To release the past is to step into the only moment where creation exists now. Ask yourself, what ghosts are you still feeding with your energy? The 17th lesson is the art of stillness in action. Power is not frantic. Power is precise. Imagine a master swordsman in battle. Around him, chaos explodes, shouts, clashing steel, arrows. Yet his movements are calm, deliberate, measured. He does not waste energy. He strikes only when needed. That is stillness in action. You do not need to race to prove your worth. You do not need to scatter your energy to be effective. The more still you are inside, the sharper your actions become. History does not remember those who ran the fastest. It remembers those who acted with precision. Ask yourself, are your actions sharpened by stillness or dulled by chaos? The 18th lesson is gratitude as a force of creation. Gratitude is not politeness. Gratitude is alignment. Picture a tuning fork vibrating in perfect pitch. Strike it, and every instrument around begins to resonate with it. Gratitude works the same way. When you dwell in it, you vibrate in harmony with abundance, and more abundance echoes back. Gratitude is not reaction, it is initiation. You do not wait for blessings to be thankful. You are thankful, and the blessings multiply. Every empire builder, every visionary, every mystic each held gratitude not as sentiment, but as law. Ask yourself, do you practice gratitude as a ritual, or do you treat it as an afterthought? These lessons deepen the path. They strip away illusions and reveal what has always been waiting inside you. The path is not easy. It was never meant to be. Easy paths create fragile souls. The path of mastery creates unshakable beings. And so you continue. Silence, detachment, control, faith, discipline, purpose, fear, abundance, patience, vision, solitude, thought, alchemy, resilience, order, release, stillness, gratitude. Each one is a step, each one is a gate. And with every gate you cross, you no longer move as a seeker, you begin to move as a master. But remember, mastery is not a crown you wear, it is a fire you tend. Let it die, and darkness returns. Keep it alive, and it will light your entire path. This is only the second passage. The journey is far from over. You have walked far already. You have faced silence, detachment, discipline, resilience, gratitude. But understand this, the deeper you go, the more the path demands. The energy of abundance is not handed freely, it must be earned through transformation of the self. Now we descend into the deeper chambers of power. Here, you will meet the truths most people run from. Here, shadows turn into teachers. The 19th lesson is shadow integration. Your shadow is not your enemy, it is your map. Picture a cave at night, torchlight flickering against the walls. Every shadow you see is cast by your own flame. The darker the shadow, the brighter the fire behind it. You spend your life hiding your anger, your envy, your wounds. But suppression is weakness. Integration is strength. The shadow you embrace becomes fuel. The shadow you deny becomes poison. Ask yourself, which part of you have you buried? That is actually the root of your greatest power. The 20th lesson is sovereignty. No one owns you unless you allow them to. Picture a throne in the center of your chest. That throne is where your decisions, your boundaries, your destiny are written, but too often you surrender it to fear, to approval, to the noise of the world. Take back your throne. Sit upon it with unshakable presence. Sovereignty is not arrogance, it is remembering that no one can dictate the realm of your inner world. History bows to those who ruled themselves first. Ask yourself, who is sitting on your throne right now, you or the world? The 21st lesson is presence. Presence is the cutting edge of eternity. Picture a sword honed so sharp it can split air itself. That is what true presence feels like. Not wandering in past shadows, not running toward imagined futures, but cutting straight into the now. The mind that masters presence can achieve in minutes what others waste in decades, because all power is concentrated here, in this living instant. The Stoics, the mystics, the warriors, they all spoke of presence not as a comfort, but as a weapon. Ask yourself, how many moments have you lost because you were absent from your own life? The 22nd lesson is detachment from identity. You are not the mask you wear. Imagine a stage actor who forgets the play is over. He clings to the costume, the role, the applause, as if it were his true self. That is how most live, trapped in an identity that was only ever a performance. You are not your name, not your past, not your job, not even your story. You are the awareness behind it all. Detach from the mask, and you discover the face of eternity. Ask yourself, if you stripped away every role, every label, who would remain? The 23rd lesson is mastery over desire. Desire is a flame. It can warm you, or it can consume you. Picture a lantern glowing in darkness. The flame is contained, steady, illuminating the path. But when the flame escapes, it burns forests, homes, lives. Desire uncontrolled enslaves you. Desire mastered empowers you. Do not kill desire, refine it. Aim it like fire into purpose, into vision, into creation. Ask yourself, are you carrying your desires as a torch, or are they carrying you as a wildfire? The 24th lesson is acceptance of death. Power comes when fear of death dissolves. Picture a warrior stepping into battle, knowing he may not return, yet his steps are steady, his spirit unbroken. Why? Because death has already been faced in his mind. He is free. You, too, must face it, not as an enemy, but as a mirror that shows you what truly matters. When you accept death, life opens. When you run from it, life shrinks. History is carved by those who looked death in the eye and kept walking. Ask yourself, if death came tonight, what regrets would rise in your final breath? The 25th lesson is transmutation of pain. Pain is not punishment. Pain is raw energy waiting to be reshaped. Picture molten lava tearing through the earth. At first, destruction, but wait long enough, and that lava cools into fertile ground, feeding forests and new life. Your pain is the same. If you resist it, it destroys. If you transmute it, it gives birth to greatness. Every leader, every sage, every revolutionary, each carried scars. They did not escape pain. They forged it into destiny. Ask yourself, what pain in your life could become the soil of your future abundance? The 26th lesson is focus. Focus is the lens that ignites fire. Picture sunlight scattered across the earth, warm, gentle, harmless. Now picture that same light concentrated through a magnifying glass. Suddenly it burns. Suddenly it creates fire. Your energy is the same. Scattered, it achieves little. Focused, it becomes unstoppable. Abundance is not about doing more, it is about doing less, with greater intensity. Ask yourself, where is your focus right now, scattered across distractions, or burning through obstacles like fire? The 27th lesson is sacred discipline of words. Every word is a spell. Every phrase, a seed. Picture a single drop of ink falling into water. At first, small, but soon, it colors the entire glass. That is the power of your words. Words heal. Words destroy. Words open doors. Words chain you down. The careless mouth is a curse. The disciplined mouth is a weapon. Guard your tongue, and you guard your destiny. Ask yourself, are your words building your empire, or tearing it apart stone by stone? The 20th lesson is surrender. Surrender is not defeat. Surrender is alignment. Picture a man standing in a river, fists clenched, fighting the current. Exhaustion consumes him, but the moment he lets go, the current carries him farther than his strength ever could. That is surrender, not giving up, but giving over, not to weakness, but to a higher intelligence guiding all things. When you surrender, abundance flows. When you resist, scarcity reigns. Ask yourself, what battle are you still fighting against? The current of life. The 29th lesson is clarity of intention. Intention is the arrow. Action is the bow. Abundance is the target. Picture an archer in the dark, firing blindly. His arrows scatter, wasted, lost. Now picture the same archer, with perfect sight of the target. Every arrow flies true. Your life is the same. Without clarity, your energy leaks into 1,000 dead ends. With clarity, every step sharpens your destiny. Clarity is the architect of abundance. Ask yourself, what exactly do you intend? Or are you still shooting blindly into the dark? The 30th lesson is reverence for time. Time is the only currency that cannot be replaced. Picture an hourglass, grains of sand slipping away, each one a heartbeat you will never reclaim. Most live as if time is infinite. They trade it for distractions, for approval, for nothing. The masters treat time as sacred. They spend it with precision. Every wasted moment is a drop of abundance lost. Every sacred moment is an empire built. Ask yourself, how much time have you traded for nothing? These are the next thresholds. Shadow, sovereignty, presence, identity, desire, death, pain, focus, words, surrender, intention. Time. Each one sharpens you further. Each one dismantles the illusions of scarcity. Each one reprograms your future, not with empty promises, but with unshakable law. Do not mistake these lessons for mere ideas. They are practices, rituals. They are flames you must tend daily. Only then will abundance cease to be a dream and instead become your reality. The path deepens still, and in the final descent, you will meet the highest truths, the ones that strip you bare, the ones that reveal who you truly are. This is only the third passage. You have walked through silence, discipline, presence, shadow, surrender, clarity. 30 lessons already carved into your awareness, and yet, the final gates still await. These gates are not for the faint-hearted. They demand your full attention, your full courage, your full self, because once you cross them, you cannot return the same. The 31st lesson is humility before the infinite. True power bows, not to men, not to systems, but to the vastness that sustains everything. Picture yourself standing beneath the sky of endless stars. No throne, no crown, no title holds meaning here. The universe does not bend to your pride, but it flows to your humility. Humility is not weakness. It is recognition. It is alignment with forces older than time itself. Ask yourself, are you trying to command the infinite, or are you aligning with it? The 32nd lesson is devotion to practice. Knowledge without repetition dissolves into dust. Picture a blade sharpened once and left alone. Soon it dulls. But the warrior who sharpens daily wields a weapon that never fails. Your spirit, your mind, your energy each requires practice. Not once, not occasionally, but daily, relentlessly. Devotion is proof of desire. Discipline is proof of worth. Ask yourself, what practice shapes your soul every day without fail? The 33rd lesson is the law of cycles. Everything rises, everything falls, everything rises again. Picture the moon waxing to fullness, then waning to shadow, only to return. Picture the ocean tides, retreating only to surge back stronger. The same law governs your life. Triumph and failure, gain and loss, abundance and emptiness, they are not ends. They are cycles. When you understand this, you stop clinging to victory and you stop fearing loss. You move with rhythm, not resistance. Ask yourself, what cycle are you in right now, and are you fighting it or flowing with it? The 34th lesson is unshakable self-trust. Without self-trust, every decision is doubt. Every step is hesitation. Picture a bridge suspended over a chasm. If you doubt the strength of the bridge, every step is trembling fear. If you trust it, you walk with ease. Your life is the same. When you trust yourself, the world bends to your certainty. When you betray yourself, the world mirrors your hesitation. Trust is not arrogance, it is the recognition that you are built from the same essence that holds the stars. Ask yourself, when was the last time you truly trusted your own voice above all others? The 35th lesson is service beyond the self. Abundance that ends with you thence. Picture a river that hoards its water, refusing to flow downstream. Soon, it stagnates. grows foul, dies, but the river that gives, that nourishes fields and forests remains alive forever. Your energy, your gifts, your abundance must flow beyond yourself. Only then does it expand. Service is not slavery. Service is the highest form of power. It ensures that what you build outlives you. Ask yourself, who benefits from the abundance you are creating? The 36th lesson is stillness at the summit. The higher you climb, the quieter it becomes. Picture a mountain peak, winds howling below, storms raging halfway up. But at the summit, silence, stillness, clarity. This is the paradox of mastery. The more powerful you become, the less you need to prove. The more abundance flows through you, the less you need to grasp. True mastery ends not in noise, but in profound stillness. Ask yourself, have you mistaken noise for power when true power is silent? The 37th lesson is creation through alignment, not force. Force breaks, alignment flows. Picture a door locked tight. You could batter it, bleed against it, exhaust yourself, or you could simply turn the key that was always waiting in your hand. That is creation, not through desperation, not through panic, but through alignment of thought, word, and action with universal law. When aligned, what you see comes with less effort than you imagine. Ask yourself, are you forcing doors open, or are you finding the keys within? The 38th lesson is detachment from outcome. Desire changes you to expectation. Detachment frees you to receive. Picture planting a seed in the ground, then tearing it up each day to see if it has sprouted. You kill the very thing you hope for, but if you plant, water, and release, the harvest comes at its season. Detach from the how and when. Anchor only in certainty that it is done. That is freedom. That is power. Ask yourself, what dream are you strangling with your own desperation? The 39th lesson is integration of opposites, dark and light, pain and joy, loss and abundance. Each is not enemy, but counterpart. Picture a coin, one side marked by triumph, the other by trial. Without both, the coin is incomplete. The same is true of you. Wholeness is not purity. Wholeness is integration. The masters do not run from darkness. They merge it with light, and in that union they become unbreakable. Ask yourself, what part of yourself are you still rejecting instead of integrating? The 40th and final lesson is remembrance. You are not becoming something new. You are remembering what you always were. Picture a king wandering the earth as a beggar, forgetting his crown, until one day he looks in the mirror and sees what has always been there. That is you. The power, the abundance, the mastery. It was never outside. It was always inside, buried beneath layers of noise, fear, and illusion. This path has not given you power. It has revealed it. And now you stand here at the end of the journey. 40 gates crossed, 40 lessons etched into your spirit. You have been stripped, sharpened, strengthened. You have seen that abundance is not possession. It is not chance. It is alignment. It is mastery. It is remembrance. So I ask you one last time, will you return to the illusions that bound you? Or will you walk forward as the master of your destiny, carrying the energy of abundance wherever you go? This choice is yours alone. No one can make it for you. But if you are ready, then step into silence, step into sovereignty, step into alignment, and let abundance flow through every breath, every word, every action, because your future is not waiting to be given. It is waiting to be claimed. And if this message resonates with you, if you felt the fire rise within you tonight, then take a moment now, subscribe to this channel, leave your mark with a like, and share this journey with others who need to awaken. This is not the end. This is the beginning. The path is before you. The question is simple. Will you walk it?